Hey everyone, welcome to the club and welcome to another weekend art challenge. Today I'll be fusing Super Mario with Sonic the Hedgehog. Now I'm going to get started in the center of my page with Mario's nose. So we're going to draw an oval starting from the top. We're going to curve this out towards the left, the bottom, and now we're going to bring this all the way up towards the top. Now the next thing I want to do is layer in Mario's mustache. So we're going to start on the left side of the oval. I'm going to curve up and out towards the left. Now I'm going to go to the right side and do the same thing. Now let's draw the curves along the bottom edge of the mustache. So we're going to start on the left side. I'm going to go out and then I'm going to pull that back in. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. Now let's go back to the left and draw another curve. Coming down, and we're just going to scoop it up a little and do the same thing on the right. Now from here we're going to draw two more half circles coming in towards the center. So let's start on the left, we're going to come down, and then we'll pull that up towards the center. Now I'm going to connect the bottom of these two curves with the bottom of the chin. So starting on the left side, we'll curve down in the middle, and then back up on the right. Now I'm going to go ahead and bump out the cheek. So I'm going to start on the left side, on the edge of this half circle, I'm going to go out, and then I'm going to pull that back in towards this circle here. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting from the outside, curve around, and then we'll just pull that in. Now we're going to move up and draw in Sonic's eyes. So we're going to start at the top of the nose with a straight line going up. Now let's draw on the edge of the eyelid. So stepping over towards the left, I'm going to curve out and then up. Now I'm going to round up the edge of the eye and come down on top of the mustache. So we start on the left side, we're going to round this out, come in, just leaving a little bit of an overlap on the edge of the mustache. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. Now we're going to draw two small ovals on the inside, right next to the nose for the iris. Starting on the left side, come around, then back up. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now I'm going to draw two smaller ovals on the inside for the pupil, and we're going to fill those in black as well. From the top of the cheeks, I want to curve around the eyes and then pull that in for the brow line. So start on the left side, curve out, over the eye. Now I'm going to pull this in. We're going to leave a gap in the center. Let's do the same thing on the right. We're going to move over, curve up above the eye, around the side of the head, and then down on top of the cheek. From the inside of the line, we're going to draw in Mario's thick eyebrows. So we're going to start on the inside, we're going to curve up, and then we'll pull that down towards the side. Let's do the same thing on the right. And we can go ahead and fill that in black. Now in between the eyebrows, I'm going to draw a slight curve from left to right, going up in the middle and then down for the edge of the hat. And then from the outside edge of the eyebrow, I want to curve up towards the center for the top edge of the brim. So let's start on the left side. I'm going to curve up, in towards the middle, and I'm going to bring this back down on the right side. Now to the side of the head, I want to add in Mario's ears. So on the left side here, I'm going to curve up and out. I'm going to round out the ear and then pull that in towards the top of the cheek. Let's do the same thing on the right. So let's line up the top of the ear, round out the ear, and then pull that back in towards the top of the cheek. Let's add a curve on the inside. Starting on the left, I'm just going to hook it down and then in. Now about halfway along this curve, we're going to start on the left side, we're going to hook this around and then back in. Now before I draw in the rest of the head, I want to actually add in Sonic's ears. So to the left of the eyebrow, we're going to step up, we're going to draw a curve. From the bottom, we're going to curve up and then in. We'll do the same thing on the right, so let's line up the inside, curve down, and then out. Now these 2 points are going to curve up towards the center point of the ear. So let's start at the bottom, We're gonna curve around and then up. We're gonna take this point and curve over in the opposite direction towards the inside of that line. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now I just want to trim this out on the inside for the inner ear detail. Starting with the bottom. I'm going to curve up towards the top and then down on the inside. From the bottom corner of the ear, we're going to step out and curve in behind the ear. So going out and then pulling that in. Do the same thing on the right. So stepping out, curving out, and hooking that back in on top of the ear. Now on the inside edge of the ears, we're going to curve up towards the top of the hat. So let's start on the left side. We're going to go up a little bit higher in the middle, and we'll round that out. Now I'm going to bring this back down on the right side. Let's add a circle at the top of the hat. So from the top, we're going to step down, draw on that circle. Now I'm going to add the letter M on the top here. Starting from the left side, we're going to come down in an angle towards the center, go back up and out towards the right. Now from the tops, we're just going to come down towards the bottom. We're going to go straight across with a short line on either side. Now we're going to follow the sides back up with a short line. Now we're going to connect those 2 points with a V, coming down in the middle and back up on the right. Now Sonic has these large spikes that come out from the head, so let's add those behind the head. So we start on the bottom of the earlobe, we're going to curve out, and now we're going to pull that back in. Now I'm going to taper this back in behind the head, going up and then in behind the cheek. Let's add 2 on the right side. We're going to start beside the hat. We're going to start with a small one. We're going to curve down and out. We're going to hook this back in behind the ear. Let's add a larger one coming down. Going out. Now we're going to pull this straight down and we'll curve this in behind the cheek. So tapering the line, going back. Okay, so now that we got the head, let's work our way down the body. So I'm going to draw a small oval shaped body. So starting on the left side, underneath the cheek here, we curve out. Now I'm going to pull that back in. Go to the right side and do the opposite, going out towards the right and then back into the same height. Now in between here, I just want to draw in the lower torso. From the left, we're going to curve down and then up. We want to leave a little space on either side for the legs. Let's move back up and draw in Mariel's straps. So from the inside, we're going to follow that same curve, going out and then down, about halfway down the body. Do the same thing on the right side. Now from here, I just want to come down to a point. So from here, we're going to come down at an angle, and we'll go back up towards the left side of the body. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now just above here, we're going to draw in 2 circles for the buttons. And then in between the straps, starting on the left side, I'm going to curve down and then back up on the right. Let's continue working down with the legs. From this point on the lower torso, we're going to step in, curve out, and then down towards the ankle. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Stepping in, curving out, and then down to the same height. Now let's go to the outside. I want to create a little overlap here. So we're going to step up, just following that same curve all the way down towards the same height as we have on the inside. Do the same thing on the right. Now I'm going to overlap these 2 lines with the edge of the boot cuff. So we're going to step over, curve down, and then out, creating a little overlap on either side. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to wrap the cuff around the ankle. So from the bottom, we're going to step up on the left side, curve around, and then back in. Do the same thing on the right. So lining up the inside, curve in, and then back out. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now we want to add a little wrinkle to the cuff. So from the left side, we're going to step out, curve around. Now I'm going to bring this down towards the bottom and curve this up underneath on the inside. Do the same thing on the right. From here, we're going to tuck the large shoes underneath the cuff. So on the left side, on the inside of the leg, curve down and then in towards the heel. Do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to round out the bottom of the foot. So from the heel to the toe, we're going to draw a large curve coming down and then back up towards the toe. And then from here, we're just going to curve up underneath the cuff. So let's start at the toe on the left side. We're going to go up and then pull that into the side of the cuff. At the bottom of the shoe, we're going to add the sole. So we're going to take this curve, step up, and just duplicate that. And then we're going to add a stripe on the shoe. Starting right where the shoe meets the cuff, we're going to curve in and then down towards the sole. Now I'm going to take that same curve and duplicate it right on the outside. Let's do the same thing on the right. Starting up here, curving in and down. We're going to step down and draw that same curve. Now let's move back up and draw in the arms. So we're going to start in the shoulder area here. I'm going to curve down around this point for the arm, coming down and then out towards the left. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Starting from the shoulder, curve down, and then out towards the right. Now I'm going to duplicate that along the bottom. So we're going to step down, follow that same curve, coming out to the same distance. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Now going back to the left, let's draw on the cuff. I'm going to connect these 2 points with a curve, going in and then back out. I'm going to draw a little bracket. We're going to round out the cuff on the top, just hooking that around. Same thing with the bottom. And then we're going to connect those 2 points with a curve, going in and back out. Let's do the same thing on the right. We'll connect these 2 points with a curve. Along the top, we're going to hook this up and down. At the bottom, we'll hook down and then back up, and connect those 2 points with a curve. Now going back to the left side, we're going to have the hand in a fist. So we're going to start with the thumb first. From the inside corner of the cuff, we curve up the thumb. We're going to come down. Now I'm going to scroll this back up, aiming towards the halfway point of the curve. Now on the inside of this curve, we're going to hook this back towards the cuff for the palm. Now we're going to stack the fingers in behind the thumb. So starting right beside the thumb here, we're drawing a half oval, going out, and then pulling that back in. We're going to stack the second finger in behind. So on the bottom edge, we go out, and now I'm going to tuck this in behind the bottom of the thumb. We're going to do that one more time. The bottom of the finger will go out, in, then wrap this around. Now at the bottom of this finger, I just want to draw a curve going in towards the wrist, going up. Let's take that and flip it over on the right side. Starting up here, we're going to go up towards the top of the thumb, come down. I'm going to round out the thumb and then pull that up. On the inside edge of the thumb, we're going to hook this back for the palm. Now let's stack the fingers in behind. On the outside of this thumb, we're going to start with the first finger, going out, and then rounding that back in. At the bottom edge, draw the second finger going around. I'm going to pull this up underneath the bottom of the thumb. We'll do that one more time. Now from the inside cuff, we're going to curve around and then to the bottom of this finger, going down and then back in. Now the final thing I want to do is add in Sonic's tail. So we're going to start on the side of the body on the left, curve down, and then kick this out towards the left. Now this is going to curve in behind the leg, aiming towards this inside point on the right. So curve this over in behind the leg. We'll continue in between, and that's pretty much it. There's our fusion between Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog. I hope you enjoyed today's art challenge. Make sure you subscribe and send me your challenge ideas in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.